watching this presentation of the Upland Racing League.
Brought to you by the Epics Podcast. Catch them Thursday nights at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. Promotional consideration for today's race has been paid for by the following. The Upix Podcast. And by Anthology Puzzles. And myupland.info. And by Mahoney MV Motorsports. And the Hyde Park Ninjas. And by Upland Collectibles. And by Mars Vital and Red Planet Art. And by Uplandia, the Layer 2 Upland RPG game. And by the Metaverse Racing News Network.
Today's race brought to you by the Upix Podcast. Catch them Thursday nights at 9:15 p.m. Eastern.
The Upix Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.
Oh, good day, race fans. How's everybody doing today? Mass Chef coming at you. And we have a special guest joining us today for week 6 of the Upland Racing Series 2024 Champions Cup season. And I can't even think of the words to introduce this guy because he's been on here before, but never before have we had a player of the year on the show, and we got it this time. Elijah Judah, welcome, player of the year in Upland. How are you, sir?
Thanks, man. What up, Upland? What's going on, Mass Chef in the building? It feels good to be here once again. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're always glad to have you. You've always been a huge supporter of the Upland Racing League, and we greatly appreciate it. And now coming out of player of the year, well-deserved accolades provided by the Upland community to yourself, sir. That is just absolutely fantastic. So congratulations with that. How's that feel?
Thank you, man. It feels great. It's humbling. I'm humbled behind the whole process and experience. Shout out to Upland and their whole staff, and shout out to the community.
Absolutely. Well, we have a great day of racing for everyone today. We're coming to everybody from Tyner Central Racetrack, which is a very interesting track. For those who haven't raced it yet, you'll see it's a bit different strategy because the mechanics of the track is not quite like any other track that everybody is used to racing on here in the URL. So this is a fairly new track. Coming to us from Dr. TID, as always, in the Tyner group, one of the really cool tracks coming out of here. So, but before we do that, let's go ahead and introduce our drivers for today's race.
Introducing our drivers for the 2024 URL Champion Series. Racing for the Mahoney MV Motorsports Racing Team, sponsored by Mahoney MV Holdings, 2023 Pro Series Champion number 1 Matsuda R, and 2024 Stock Car Competition Series Champion number 10 San Mahoney, with alternate driver Champion Series Champion from 2023 Risey. Sponsored by the Upix Podcast, number 9 Wanderer 1976. Driving for the Castle Elite Racing Team, sponsored by Anthology Puzzles, BEBattle.net, and My Upland Info, number 9 TB125, and number 1 Buellman. Sponsored by Upland Collectibles, number 6, Fleet Courier. Driving for the Hyde Park Ninjas Racing, sponsored by Ninjava Coffee, number 9, SC Kicker, and number 5, KO Ninja. Sponsored by Diamond Autos and Say Cars, number 5, Phalos. And finally, driving for Mwaga Investments, number 4, Mwaga Mizzy.
All right, and that's our drivers for today's race. And I just got to add one little thing in here. Since Genesis Week happened, I want a huge shout out to Phalos, one of our URL drivers. He won the 2024 Genesis Upland Racing Series finals, and in awesome fashion, to say the least. So congratulations once again to Phalos for that massive achievement. So just another point proven that all the best are racing here in the Upland Racing League. So super awesome. Very cool. All right. Let's go ahead and quickly check out the leaderboard after last week's race. Sam Mahoney again coming in with another finish in first place for his third in a row. Wander 1976, Matsuda doing a great job there as well, holding on to that second place spot on the leaderboard. The Ninjas, KO the only mover of this entire board for the week was KO Ninja, dropping out of a tie for second down into third place solo by himself. So the only movement, and he's still a fifth place finish in last week's race, so it's still not terrible, and holding in there. SC Kicker losing some ground with a not very good finish last week, but Buellman kind of the story, closing that gap between fourth and third place there. So looking to see him move up the leaderboard just a bit. And so we are going to go ahead and talk about the Tyner track real quick. As I said, Tyner Central, this is 26 turns of interesting track, 2.5 miles. And as I said, the mechanics of this track are different than any other track in Upland. So they are not, the racers are not, unless they've practiced this track or spent quite a bit of time on it, they are not going to be used to this track, and it is completely different, as I said.
It's definitely a tricky track, man. Shout out to Dr. Tidd for designing this track. Dr. Tidd won an innovative award in Genesis Week, so shout out to him for winning the hackathon. I think it was a hackathon that he won. So it was a pretty big award. But yeah, I see at the bottom looks like the best place for the nitro, man.
There's a couple of spots between turns 3 and 4 there. There's a nice stretch, and also up between turns 16 and 17, you can get a boost off there as well. But this is going to be interesting to see what happens.
This track will be nice for those add-ons that Upland has coming. The extra boost that you can bring in. We got a chance to use in Genesis Week.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. We are going to go ahead and get this first race started. While we get their drivers in there, we'll talk about that. But first heat, we got Buellman, Phalos, KO Ninja, Matsuda, and Mwaga Mizzy, with Mwaga Mizzy as the starter. We've already got our code posted. We've already got our racers in the race. So we are going to go ahead and start the lobby, and I will jump in. And yeah, we talk about, you had mentioned some of the consumables that are coming into play here pretty soon. I know you got a chance to check some of that stuff out, and so tell me about it a little bit. Let's while we get into this race here.
It looks like you have to obviously pay for them, but you load them up before the race. And, I'm guessing you load them up based on who you're racing or what you're racing against. But at the Genesis Week, we were able to load up unlimited amounts. So I actually loaded up everything to try it out to see what it can do. And we have nitro boosts now, but they have different ones. And I suppose that these boosts are what could make the difference in the vehicle. Like I can race my Series 2 with these boosts and catch up to your Series 1R if I do it right. If I load up the right boosts. So it's all about, like, on a tricky track like this with all of these turns, a fast car is going to be, it's tough.
All right, and we are off.
Look at that. Everybody's skidding early.
Everybody's skidding early, and it's all about track management here and when to boost and when to make passes there. We've got Phalos jumping out in front, Bjorman in second place right there. Mwagamizi moves up to the second place spot, but everybody in trouble going around that turn, allowing Phalos to get a massive lead out in front there. Oh, my goodness. So, and that's what I'm talking about on this track. There's way too many spots to get into trouble if you're not aware of what the track mechanics are. And it looks like Phalos is likely going to cruise this one home, I would assume. Just because of the way the track mechanics are, it's going to be tough to get any kind of catch up here unless you've got some boost less or save some. So Phalos in first, Mwagamizi with a skid there in second, Matsuda in third, KO Ninja in fourth, Bjorman in fifth. And Bjorman may have errored out. It looks like he's having some car trouble here. Oh, no, he's making turns. And that's what I mean. It's just the wrong line. And it's going to be tough to catch back up here. And Phalos just out with a huge lead. We are well into lap number 2 here.
It'd be nice if you can see all of the boosts that's left. But I guess that's a part of the strategy. You want to hide your hand.
Yeah,
so never mind. I take it back.
Never mind. We're going to forget you even said that.
Yep.
Jumping into Mwagamizi's car here. He's holding second place down pretty good. And you can see Phalos quite a bit ahead of him up front there. Another skid coming around that corner. Not going to help the cause any. Not sure. And there goes Matsuda holding on to a boost there. We jump into his car now. He is up into second place. KO Ninja still holding in there for fourth, but lots of catching up to do. And Bjorman trying to get up there. Looks like he's got his car worked out a little bit. There we go. And Phalos with some smooth sailing so far in this heat number 1. Going around very nicely. And this is going to be an easy win for Phalos right here. Matsuda with a nice pass over Mwagamizi. Still not going to probably keep Mwaga out of the finals here. But maybe a little showing of the hand by Matsuda for the finals race. Because he's clearly going to make it in with Phalos just way, way out in front at this point. And we are coming to the close of lap number 3 here. Phalos with a little skid into those final turns. He's coming into turns 25 and 26 now into the final stretch for the finish. Phalos taking the win for heat number 1. Matsuda in second with Mwagamizi coming in third. KO Ninja fourth. And Bjorman having some struggles. With a little bit of time left on his final race, final lap here.
Wow. Congratulations to all the winners. That wasn't an easy start. That was a rough start, man.
That was a very rough start, and I kind of knew we were going to have those starts here with this race. It's a track where the line is very specific. And as I said, the line is not like any other track that you may have been used to. So if you didn't have enough practice time on this track, it will reach out to bite you with no question. Um, so Buellman, we're just going to wait for him to come around into the finish line there. I know he was having some internet issues. He's up in the Netherlands, and he's in a spot that is not fantastic for internet. So he only kind of half checked in earlier when we did the driver check in. So unfortunately for Buellman, he will not make the finals this week. Most unfortunate because he was making some really good time up on to the top of the leaderboard and closing that gap quite a bit. So going to make it interesting for the last couple of weeks. All right, so we are going to go ahead and break off for a quick commercial. We'll be right back. We'll get heat number 2 started, and we'll see you in just a moment. All right, and we're back. And as I said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into heat number 2. Reed Courier, Sam Mahoney, SC Kicker, TB 125, and Wander 1976 in this heat. So we are going to see uh, how this goes. Reed Courier is going to start our lobby for us here, and we're going to jump right in there. So tell me a little bit about. So I heard you talk a little bit about the boost. What other types of consumables were you able to use other than just boosting?
From what I looks like it was mostly boosting and different varieties and also maybe handling. I couldn't tell, but because the cars were going, mine was flying off the shelf because I got all of the boosts. I just kept boosting and boosting, and we were actually racing. So I was trying to, really fly through. But and yeah, we so it was mostly boost, and I could see how the having a whole bunch these different types of boosts. They weren't normal boosts. They make your car like really shoot forward. So
Yeah, I heard rumors of upwards of 283 kilometers per hour, which is
it was wild.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it was wild. Those boosts alone would change the in a race like this where everybody was skidding and that person was holding out front that long, then you would need multiple boosts to get you to cover some of those skid problems.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And now, did you still have like skidding issues around the corners and those
hmm
sorts of things when you were boosting? So was it?
Yeah, but you could boost out of a skid. So it was almost like I was flying into the corner so fast that you were going to skip, and I hit the boost button again and boosted right out of the corner, and just
Oh
kept
wow,
boosting my way up through the whole race.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah,
That's crazy. Now, did they give any kind of an indication on how one would obtain the consumables? Is it something that's just going to be available in the store? I mean,
it
is
seemed like it was something you could just get from the store. Um, so I'm guessing I don't know how they would be produced, whether through Spark or through some sort of legit, but they were legit boosts, so they spin.
oh, okay.
They don't obviously stay around after you use them. They do consume away.
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, and the only reason I ask the question is because I think of things like consumable stores, meta ventures that where people can uh, either obtain and resell or somehow build the economy, help build the racing economy around that metric.
Yeah, I could see those boosts being really valuable and rare, depending on how they're made, how many is available, and then when Upland has an event and everybody's competing, because that could be the difference between you winning a whole bunch of Spark and some Upics is how many boosts you have. So
Right.
that's pretty something to look forward to.
Right. And taking the max performance score, because I'm assuming that as you equip these consumables, it greatly increases your max performance score. So that'll allow people to, um, take these underclassed cars and compete with some of the larger class vehicles that are out there racing right now.
Absolutely. I think it would increase the score.
That's
So-
that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool.
or at least, give you a competitive advantage. Like I said, they throw Series 2s. They turn them into Series 1Rs for at least for a little while.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Which allows people to compete, and I think that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
All right. So looks like we have everybody on the track right now. So start race. That's what I wanted to say. Uh-oh. Our starter is getting a connection error. That's never good. Never good.
I could see though. You mentioned stores, the consumable stores. Would you want one? Would you open up a consumable store right trackside? Right.
I would I would open a consumable store on every single track that I own.
Absolutely. You have
No
to.
question about it. I would try to open one on everybody else's track.
True. True.
I own a lot of trackside property. I'm just saying. Yeah, every time I saw a track getting in and starting to do things, I would go buy property on the track. Hopefully, get some good trackside deals, which I did do. So, very happy about that.
Yeah. Waiting on this latest track to be approved. Once we do that, that'll be pretty exciting too. Shout out to
Yeah, that'll
Upland.
be the Ithaca Tour, right?
It'll be the Real Node Tour.
Oh, the Real Node Tour. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that'll be very cool. Of course, we use we run on the Ithaca Run all the time. Everybody, that's a great track. It's a lot of fun. So can't wait. Super excited to run on the Real Node Tour as well. So
Yep.
awesome. And I know I can tell you, after it was a little over a year for the URL HQ track to get working and get in game after it was built. So I'm hoping I don't have to wait that long, but it's been my tracks have been ready to be started for several months now. So
And congratulations on that URL HQ track, man. Vegas is coming together now.
it's starting to, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All right, let's see how we're doing here. It is letting me in as spectator here, so let's see what happens. Oops. All right, here we go. And we are off. Thankfully. And it looks like Sam Mahoney is in first place there, and Recurrier definitely errored out. So unfortunate for Recurrier there. I can tell just because he's still in the same lane that he started in. But we've got Sam Mahoney in first, Wander 1976, hot on his heels in second, and making a pass on the inside lane there, going past Sam Mahoney there, making a bit of a mistake on that turn. But still coming in pretty good, holding on to the rear end of him there. TB 125 in third. SC
Sam Mahoney, is that Matt Suda's son?
That is, yes.
Yeah, I met them two at Genesis Week, man. They're good guys.
Yeah.
Good to meet them.
Matter of fact, I can vouch for the fact that they're great guys because I got
the hat too. You got the hat and the T-shirt
in the mail right here, baby.
Yep. I got the hat too.
In the mail, it came to my house shortly after they mailed it from Vegas. So super awesome of those guys to do that. That was very cool.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
76, still holding on to this lead here. And I'm sorry I cut you off there.
No, I was just saying a cool father and son team.
Yeah. TB 125 still holding in there for third place on this heat. SC Kicker still in fourth, not far behind TB 125. Recurrier is going to be a minute before he makes his way around. I just totally realized that I did not get a screenshot from the last race. If anybody has a screenshot from the last race, if you want to post it, that would be great.
Upland also announced that they were going to be pretty much given access so that we can develop a game like this ourselves. So how this racing car, they were going to give us access to the scripts of racing, which is pretty cool. You're going to see all kind of Upland racing games springing up.
Oh yeah, that is very cool. And TB 125 has made his way up into second place there. And we are all finished. Oh, no, it looks like... No, see, TB 125 just came in third. My apologies there. Kind of lost track of the race. Recurrier makes his way in. And there we have it. Wanderer 1976 taking the win there. Sam Mahoney grabbing the second place spot. And TB 125 into the finals. Congratulations. I believe that is the first final this season, or maybe the second final this season that TB has been able to make. So super excited for TB getting in the finals there.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Definitely going to grab a screenshot this time. There we go. All right. And there we have it. Let's see. So our first race we had, let's see, Matsuda, M. Wagamizi, and I have no idea what the results were from the first race now.
Now you got me thinking of who won the first race. If you say the name, I'll remember it.
Phalos. Phalos won the first race.
There it is.
And actually, Phalos, I believe, is our starter for the second race, or for the finals. And I will get the finals there. So we got Phalos, M. Wagamizi, and Matsuda from heat number 1. Phalos has the start. Hang on just a second here. Okay, so Phalos, M. Wagamizi, and Matsuda R from heat number 1, along with Wander 1976, San Mahoney, and TB 125 making the finals today. And my apologies for being a little off on that one. I don't know how I did that, but anyway. So Phalos is the starter, and we'll be starting our heat momentarily. And while he gets that heat started, we'll go ahead and dip away for a quick commercial, and we will be right back. All right, and I just want to note too that neither one of the ninjas made the finals this week. So we are going to have a huge shakeup on this leaderboard after this race this week. So it's really going to make the last 2 weeks pretty interesting. We'll see how it goes with the MMVM team this week. If they can hold on to the lead, they should have, and especially San Mahoney, if he takes the win this week for the 4th win in a row, I think he would probably have a lock on the championship for this race. So. All right, so we've got all of our racers in. We'll go ahead and get it up on the screen here. And Phalos is going to hit our start button. Hopefully get a nice, clean start. I love it when the finals start clean.
Here we go.
It's looking good so far. Dr. Tidd's race car right there next to the track. I think that's.
I noticed that. It's casually parked to the side.
Yeah. That's so awesome. All right, we're going to get a waiting for players here for a minute. And this sometimes happens. Once again, we'd like to remind everybody not to do anything. Don't refresh your screen. Don't do anything like that.
Okay. It's one of those type of starts.
And there we go with a crazy start once again. Wander 1976 gets a nice start off of that craziness. San Mahoney trying to catch up, and now here comes TB and Mwaga Mizzy. Oh, and they both catch that corner. They block up. Oh, my God.
Wow.
I don't even know what's going on here.
That's wild out there.
That was insane. TB 125, Mwaga Mizzy, and Matsuda all get bottled up there, and Phalos trying to come through it in the end and gets bottled up as well. But Wander 1976 off to a pretty good lead right here. Mwaga Mizzy making a pass around San Mahoney, putting him in 3rd place now. And then takes a back corner, allows San Mahoney to get right back around him. TB 125 also gets around him and drops Mwaga all the way down into 4th place now, with Matsuda in 5th and Phalos in 6th, but they are still trying to race very hard. Wander gets in with a 114, San Mahoney 116, 118, 120. Everybody just about 2 seconds behind each other here.
Wow.
Wander running a really nice race. Has not had a win yet this season, so this would be a great boost for him going into the last couple of weeks here. Sam Mahoney with a pretty good lead over TB 125 now, but he's holding in there in that third place spot nicely over M. Waga, who's just a touch behind now, getting some skids, trying to make that catch-up run and just not able to do it. Now we're going to see if anybody held a boost into this final lap here, because we're just about around to it now. Corners number 23, 24, 25, and 26 right there. Coming into the finish line for lap number 3 and the final lap. Wander 1976 still holding a great lead. Sam Mahoney in second. TB coming through in third. M. Waga Mizzy fourth. Phalos in fifth and not far behind, but Phalos with a very nice track time there, coming in with his 1:17 lap time, making up a little bit of time. M. Waga with a little skid, allowing him to get a boost around, and there he goes. Phalos up into fourth place now, coming up on TB 125. We'll see if there's any juice left in the tank to come back up there. And Wander now, Sam Mahoney making a move around TB 125 to take that second place spot back.
This is where those extra boosts, those new burner boosts. Yeah.
And here we go. This is probably going to be the finish here. Wanderer coming in first. Sam Mahoney in second. TB in third right there. Phalos looks like he's going to get the fourth place spot unless M. Waga Mizzy has a trick, and he does not. M. Waga Mizzy in fifth. And Matsuda coming in the sixth place spot. So, if you think about how the leaderboard is set up right now, this is interesting. Wanderer gets his first win of the season. Sam Mahoney, of course, finishes, gets a nice finish up there for that second place spot. And then TB 125 coming through with a third place finish, his highest finish of the year. So, super interesting, and it's really going to make that leaderboard come to life, I think, for week number 7. So, going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Absolutely. Right. Congratulations, everybody. That was a wild start. You just can't tell.
Great race. Congratulations, Wander 1976. Great win. Holding off the great Sam Mahoney and pushing him down to second place. And, Matsuda finishing in sixth there, his lowest finish of the season, I believe. So we're going to see how that plays out on the leaderboards this week. I can't wait. This should be very interesting.
Absolutely. Good race, y'all.
So congratulations, everyone. And that's going to do it for us. Elijah, as always, great to have you on the show once again. Just so everybody remembers, we are going to be on hiatus next week. We're taking a week off. Both Dak and I are away with family vacation. So we will be back at Schools Out Speedway on June 28th, a Uplando course. It's a really cool course. I personally like it very much. So excited to see that. And yeah, we're gonna see how. I can't wait to see how the leaderboard goes. That's just going to be super awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me out, man. I'm looking forward to watching the races when you guys come back and get back on deck at the Schools Out Freeway. Shout out to Uplando. I met him at Genesis Week 2. So definitely looking to see how that race goes. But thanks for having me, man.
Great to have you once again. Thanks for being on with us. And as always, I'm Matt Chef, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Schools Out Speedway. And until then, I will see you on the track.